everyone doing?
Great.
Wonderful, wonderful. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome each and every one of you to Claremont Toastmasters. Hope you have a wonderful time this morning. I have a question that I would like to ask each and every single person in this room. If you had the opportunity to live your life over again, how many of you here know that you would do more with your life than what you have done thus far? Raise your hand and say, I will.
I will.
Okay. The reason that I ask that question often is because I want to create in you, and you, and you. I want to create a situation awareness of the possibilities that have been placed upon your life in order for you to do more with your life than what you have done thus far. Now, I'm going to say that again because I'm getting a lot of looks like, what is he talking about? I want to create in you a situation awareness of the possibility that has been placed upon your life in order for you to do more with your life than what you have done thus far. But it's not only for you. It's for your family. It's for your ministry. It's for your community. It's for society. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't believe that you were just given dreams and goals and visions just to stare out the window and say, what if? Not me. Maybe him or her, but not me. No. Yes. Yes. The only reason that you were given dreams and goals and visions is to make a difference in the world. And let me tell you something. Because you came this way, the world will never be the same. What I've learned in my many, many years, I just turned 50, but what I've learned in my many, many years is that each and every single one of you has been given something special. Something that has been deposited down deep inside of each and every one of you. And I've coined those 4 special qualities as the 4 P's, or the 4 principles. And that's passion, power, purpose, and possibilities. Can you say that with me? Say passion, power, purpose, and possibilities. Great. Now, what's going to come with those 4 principles are going to be giftings, talents, abilities, and a vision to help you to excel. How many of you here today want to excel? Raise your hand and say, I do.
I do.
Wonderful, wonderful. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've also discovered over the many years is that many of us will not walk in our true purpose and our giftings because we have made a conscious decision to walk in our fears. Walking in our fears. The fears of what if? What if I fail at my endeavors? I'm talking about those things that mean the most to me. Like my family. You know, my 6 kids. My wife. My business. What if I fail at those things? Or better yet, what if I succeed, but I cannot handle the responsibility? So we make a conscious decision to walk in our fears. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something about fear. Fear kills dreams. Fear kills hope. Fear ages people. Fear has literally put people in the hospital. Fear has kept many individuals from doing something that they knew that they were more than capable of doing. But my question to you this morning is, as my good friend Mr. Les Brown would say, what's the benefit of allowing fear to hold you back? Fear, ladies and gentlemen. What's the benefit? What's in it for you? What are you going to allow? Why are you going to allow fear to hold you back? Now, let me tell you something. It's okay to have fear. It is okay to have fear, but we cannot allow the fear of failure to outweigh our desire to succeed. I'm going to give you some examples of some men and women that have overcame their fear. And most of you probably have already heard these stories. Michael Jordan, one of the world's greatest athletes. He was cut from his junior varsity basketball team and was told, "You're just not good enough." Michael Jordan, being a little kid, he ran home to his mom crying. So she sat there with him and she told him it's going to be okay. The following year, not only did Michael Jordan make the varsity basketball team, but he led them to a state championship. He went on to play with North Carolina State, went to the Bulls, and today, Michael Jordan is a billionaire. Let's talk about someone else. How many of you here know who Oprah Winfrey is? Raise your hand and say, "I do." Oprah Winfrey is one of the most recognized television personalities that's out there today. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her network television job and was told that she wasn't good enough, that she was unfit for television. But Oprah Winfrey, she did not allow the fear of being told that she was unfit for television to outweigh her desire to succeed. And today, Oprah Winfrey, she owns her own television network. I mean, she coined the phrase OWN, Oprah Winfrey Network. She now owns one of the largest networks in this country. Someone say billionaire.
Billionaire.
She's a billionaire. Since we live here in the Central Florida area, we're going to talk about Walt Disney. Walt Disney was fired from his job and was told that he lacked imagination. Wow. He was told that a giant mouse would scare the women and children. Now, I don't know about you, but if I saw a giant mouse coming toward me, I would be scared too. You know, all my 6 little kids would be running, from the giant mouse. But Walt Disney, he did not allow the fear of being told that he lacked imagination to outweigh his desire to succeed. And before Walt Disney passed away, he became a billionaire. Someone say billionaire.
Billionaire.
Wonderful, wonderful. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. Countless others, and the list goes on and on and on, but countless others have done the same thing, and they are no different than you and I. The only difference is that they took a chance to step out into their purpose, their dream, and their destiny. They took a chance. And that's how they got to the level that they were at. And some of them still are there. This morning, I'm going to share with you some systems, some tools, some strategies to help you to discover the power of living when you take the limits off by developing a positive mindset. The first thing that you must do is that you must believe that it is possible that it could happen to you. Now, the thing is that you have to take whatever that it is and you have to put action with it. You have to take whatever it is and you have to put action with it. You have to take whatever it is and you have to put action with it. Say this with me. Good things are supposed to happen to me.
Good things are supposed to happen to me.
Say it again. Good things are supposed to happen to me. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, good things are supposed to happen to every single one of you in this room. I'm going to share a story with you about my son, Caleb. He's my second oldest son. When my son, Caleb, ever since he was a little boy, he wanted to go and be a Navy pilot. I think he saw one of the movies, The Officer and the Gentleman, but he wanted to become a naval pilot. All through high school, my son Caleb was a 4.0 GPA student, very bright. He got an appointment to go to the Naval Academy. 4 years and 3 months, My son Caleb, he had a nervous breakdown. The Navy, they gave him a medical discharge. I had to go to Jacksonville to pick up my son Caleb. And when I saw my son, I could not even fathom that was my son Caleb. He was so down upon himself. After being at home for a few days, I went to my son because I saw him spiraling down. I said, Caleb, I said, son, do you still want to be great? You know, you can become an airline pilot. You can go and you can become a doctor. You can do anything that you choose to do. And my son, he said, yeah, Dad, I still want to be great. I said, good. I'm happy for that. I continued to watch him for another few weeks, and I continued to see my son spiral down. And I became very angry because I knew that was not my son. And I went to him and I said, son, do you expect to be great? My son, he could not answer me as tears began to fall from his face. Because see, if you ask most people, do they want to be great? Most of us will say, yes, of course I want to be great. What kind of question is that? But when you ask them, do they expect to be great? It becomes a different story. You see, what I've learned is that wanting to do something, it always comes up in conversation. But expectation shows up in behavior. It's what you're going to do when you leave here. It's what phone calls are you going to make? What contacts are you going to make? What interviews are you going to go to? Do you expect to be great? Do you expect to be great? Ask yourself that question. The second thing that you must do is that you must be willing to do the things today that others are not willing to do in order to have the things tomorrow that others just won't have. What are some of the things that others are not willing to do? They're not willing to discipline themselves. Don't you know that if you and I were a little bit more disciplined, that we would be further down life's journey than where we are now? I had a friend. He used to drive from Miami, Florida. He would drive over to Tampa. He went to all these conferences to see Zig Ziglar and to see Les Brown and to see Tony Robbins, all of the top speakers. And when that person left there, they'd be like, yes, I can. Yes, I can. I'm the man. Yes, I can. They were motivated. 5 miles down the road. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Another 5 miles down the road. What am I talking about? Who do I think I am? I'm not Les Brown. I'm not Tony Robbins. I'm not Zig Ziglar. Those guys had what it takes. What am I thinking about? He did not have the discipline in order to follow through and to carry out and make that phone call, to go on that interview, to make that contact. He did not have the discipline to do that. You must be willing to do the things today that others are not willing to do in order to have things tomorrow that others just won't have. The third thing that you must do is that you must monitor your inner conversation. What is the inner conversation? The inner conversation is the conversation that you have with yourself about something that you know that you should be doing, but you talk yourself out of it. How many of you have ever talked yourself out of doing something? That would probably be about most of us. I know I have. You never can listen to that negative inner conversation. It will talk you out of your goal, your dream, your vision. And never allow anyone to tell you what you cannot do. even yourself. Do not allow yourself to tell you what you cannot do. I was thinking about a story that I once heard. It was about these two boys, young boys, have been best friends since their youth. They were best friends, and they were playing on the ice. And this was a snow day back up north. Of course, it wasn't here in Florida. In Florida, we don't have snow days. We just have hot days here. But they were best friends. They were playing out on the ice. And as they began to run across this frozen lake, there was a silence. There was an eerie sound, like, and they heard it a second time. As they began to look at each other, their eyes made contact, and one of the young men, they fell down into the water. And his friend did the only thing that he knew how to do. He began to scream, "Help! Help! Help!" But there was no one there, and he saw this tree that was in the far distance. And he began to run over to this tree. And he looks up in the tree, and he sees this branch. And he jumped up, and he grabbed hold of this branch. He broke it down, and he ran back to where his friend was, and was able to take that branch, dip it into the water, and pull his friend out and save his life. When the paramedics got there, they looked at the young man who had fallen into the freaking waters, and he said, "Is he okay?" He was fine. They don't know how, but he was fine. And the paramedics began to question. They said, "How could this little fella run such a distance that was impossible for him to reach and make it back and save his friend? How can this little fellow jump up into this tree, which is impossible for him to reach? How can this little fellow break this branch, which is impossible for him to break because it was too big, and run back over here and save his friend? How could he do that?" And there was an old man that was standing in the crowd that had gathered. And in his Monterey voice, he said, "I can tell you how he did that." You guys have to know who Monterey is. He said that, "I can tell you how he did that." And the paramedics, they turned and looked. How was it possible that he could do that? How could he do it? He said, "Because there was no one here to tell him that he could not do it." Ladies and gentlemen, never allow anyone to tell you what you cannot do. Listen, I don't know what your dreams and your goals are. I don't know what your visions are. I don't know what ideas that you have. But here's what I do know. That if you follow these simple principles. Number one, believe that it is possible for you. Believe that it could happen to you, and take whatever that it is and commit it to action. Number two, you must be willing to do the things today that others are not willing to do, in order to have things tomorrow that others just won't have, by disciplining yourselves. And the third thing that you must do is that you must not listen to your inner conversation, that negative portion. And never allow yourself to tell you what you cannot do. I want to leave this with you. Because every single person in here is an uncommon person. So it simply says, I choose not to be a common man. It is my right to be uncommon if I can. I seek opportunities and not security. I do not wish to be a kept citizen, humble and dull, by having the state look after me. I want to take the calculated risk to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. You see, I prefer the challenges life, to the guaranteed existence, to the thrill of fulfillment, to the stale calm of utopia. I will never cower before any master, nor bend to any threat. It is my heritage and my right and my privilege as a Toastmaster to stand proud and bold and say before you and God that with God's help, This I have done. God bless you and thank you.